Hey Fruit, so it is Saturday the 12th, and it is officially Savor the Flavor week. So Savor the Flavor, I'll just tell you guys a little bit about that. Is basically about really enjoying the foods you eat, because a lot of the things that people don't like about eating healthy is that it doesn't taste good, and there's definitely different ways to make your food taste good. It's really important so that you enjoy your food, because in the long run, I think a lot of people would rather be completely sated with something that tastes delicious and die early and live a long life and hate everything that they eat. There's always a happy medium. So, we're going to talk about Save the Flavor Week this week. Let me just get myself some more water. I didn't realize that I was starting my video and not have enough water in me. Okay, so, part of Savor the Flavor is, of course, eat things that you like. Well, part of it is handling cravings. So, it really depends on what kind of cravings you have. Let me give you a good example. Okay, so, say that you have, let me think of what I'm going to say, I'm sorry. Handling cravings. So there's two different versions. There's cravings that you just have because something tastes good and you really just want that taste in your mouth. And then the other type of craving you have is when you're working out a lot and you literally just crave more food because your metabolism is increasing. Yes, your metabolism can increase. I'm sure I've said it like a million times over, but when I started biking a lot, which recently I've stopped biking a lot because I don't have as much time as I thought I did. When I started biking a lot, I ended up needing about 4 meals a day because I was burning so much, and it was causing my metabolism to rise. DJ is actually the one that told me about it. So basically, the more you start to work out and eat healthy, the more your body starts to metabolize because it burns things a little bit quicker and it absorbs things in a way that you need to take in better. That's general. The other type of craving is when you're just like sitting around the house and you're like, I want food because I want something to do. Now that's not always the best thing to do. Handling cravings can be done there's one really good way to handle cravings, and that's last week's hydration. Stay hydrated. A lot of the time your body just feels dry, it feels out of energy, and as much as people think that water has nothing in it, your body needs a ton of water. So if you're not drinking a ton of water, then your body's going to run out of energy, which is what's going to make you feel like you're empty. Try drinking water first. You may just be thirsty. If the water doesn't help, get a small snack. And keep small snacks available. That's something that I've had to work on. I keep bananas. I just bought some little Nutri-Grain bars. And I also just bought an 8-pound bag of oranges. Yay, Florida. So keep around healthy snacks, because healthy snacks are going to help settle your cravings. They're going to be small things. You can eat them in small servings. So you can just pick out an orange, eat an orange, and you're like, okay, well that was a small serving for a snack. Good. Am I still hungry? And then you kind of think about it. It's always good to test that out in small numbers. So start with water, then hit snacks, and if you're really hungry, go ahead and make yourself a meal, depending on what time of day it is, or what your body wants, or what your body's responding to. Your body will need all the things you need, but not remotely as much protein as people try to make themselves out to be, because protein still kind of affects your fats, and if you're eating too much protein, your body's not going to burn it off. You need protein to build muscle, but you don't need too much, because if you have too much, it's just going to go to fat. How can I enjoy flavorful foods in my diet? Pick something you love. Me, I like spinach a lot. Love spinach. This may be false. Not really sure. Goat cheese is a pretty healthy cheese. I've heard that it's the healthiest of all the cheeses. Not really positive about that. But I do know that it's a very healthy type of cheese. I eat goat cheese a lot. Goat cheese is very flavorful. It mixes in very well with a lot of dishes. It really just depends on what kind of person you are and what kind of foods you like. And part of that is trying a bunch of healthy foods to see what you're a fan of. Within the last few years, I've found out that I love spinach, love Brussels sprouts, love asparagus. Like all of those things. They're really good. They're my favorites. Diversify your colors. All of these different weeks are about to come full circle because they're all important. They all go together. Savor the Flavor is all about enjoying the foods you eat. So you gotta try things. You gotta try something new. You gotta count your colors, not your calories. So you gotta go through and try what you like. Try all the healthy options you can think of. And give things that you haven't had in a while, give them another chance. Because sometimes they're going to taste different. Especially in our area, our age range. I just turned 21. So for the last few years, my taste buds have gone everywhere. You're going to go from being a really picky eater to being someone who loves tons of food. But the thing is that people get it set in their minds that they really absolutely hate things, and they never give them a chance. My little brother, he used to love refried beans. Not saying refried beans are good for you. He used to love them, had one bad experience where he ate so many that he ended up getting sick. He ate way too many. Now he won't touch refried beans again, although he knows he loves the taste. So, and that was years ago. So you gotta give things time, because especially when you're in your first like 24 years of your life, your taste buds are going to change and mature, and things that you may not have liked as a kid are things you're going to love as an adult. So give those things new chances. Let's see, what else is there? How can you find joy, peace, and power in the moment? Not really sure what that question means, but I'm going to try to answer it the best I can. A lot of, I just don't understand how that pertains to Savor the Flavor, but I'm going to talk about it. Okay, so joy, peace, and power. A lot of it goes back to things that I've said in the past, over all these different videos, which obviously this isn't all me, so you're probably not even going to see all of my videos. Most likely not seeing all of my videos. But you gotta like yourself for who you are. You gotta have a positive body image. You gotta see what things you want to change that are actually things that are good to change. So, like, if you're working out and you're like, you can't just generalize your whole body and say, oh, I'm fat, I need to stop eating food. What you need to do is look at the areas of your body that you want to work on. Say I want to get more muscle in my abdomen or more muscle in my chest. Then focus on those. Work out, do workouts that do those muscles, that work those muscles. Because, changing your diet, that's great. But you can't just stop eating because you're not really going to get what you want. And your body's going to grow weaker because you're not eating. So, a lot of things that you need to do in order to be happy are find the pieces of yourself that are things that you can fix, things that are realistic. Like, don't just say, I'm not smart. If you're not smart, go ahead and study something that you want to study. Study something that you think is going to make you feel smart. Do something that makes you feel happy. In fact, right now, I'm considering changing my major. It's life-changing, altering. It's great. And power in the moment, it's kind of goes hand in hand with joy. enjoy the things that you love and build yourself up with them. A lot of the times I go on really long bike rides, not because I just want to work out, but because I really enjoy the time to myself. I like going on the bike ride my bike rides sometimes are 20-something miles. And I'll ride my bike for a while, and I'll just feel the heat, I'll feel the air, and I love it. And it really just gives me a sense of this is what's out in the world, and this is me exploring things on my own. So I think that that's really, really important for people to, consider. And those are the things that are going to make you feel better about yourself. That's really the best I can say for that, is to really just enjoy what you have around you and think about the things you have around you. I know it's silly and some people think about it all the time, but like when you get really sick, like right now it's close to allergy season. So when you get really sick, a lot of people are like, they're all stuffed up, they're lying in bed, they can't sleep, but they really need to sleep, and they're exhausted, but because they can't breathe, they can't sleep, they just want to cry, and the only thing they're thinking is, oh, I've been taking for granted all those moments that I've never, just breathed in air and enjoyed the fact that I can breathe. Why am I'm never going to take breathing in for granted ever again. And it's funny, but it's true. Like, if you don't take in what you have when you have it, you're going to lose it, and then you're going to be sitting in your bed thinking about it when you can't have it anymore. So enjoy what you've got while you've got it, regardless of if that's something that you own or just the life that you're living. Just enjoy what you've got while it's around. There's not much more for this, but going back to Savor the Flavor, just the last thing that I want to talk about is mindful eating. So mindful eating is really about literally that, just being mindful of how much and what you're eating. I've noticed how I as a person loophole things, and my mindful eating habits have been really bad lately, because sometimes I'm like, it's okay, you can have a cheat day, which is fine. You can have a cheat day. And people take that to an extreme too, where they're thinking, oh, I should be on a super strict diet, but some days I can go ham. I can just go crazy with what I eat. And that's not how it should be. You should enjoy what you're eating if you go on some sort of diet. You should understand everything about your diet before you go on the diet, and you should understand all the nutrients and all the things that are occurring in your body from going on that diet before you even start that. Second, it's not that it's a cheat day, but it's a day away from your diet. So say your diet for some reason just says, I can't have ice cream. I'm cutting out ice cream from my life. Well, occasionally you can have ice cream. But for my own self, it's being mindful in the sense that when a special day to yourself, a treat yourself day, is more than just a day and it's a week. You need to be mindful of how many times you're giving yourself that freedom, and you need to be mindful of the consequences of making decisions that you make. Whether that's a good consequence from eating healthy all the time, or a bad consequence from saying that today I'm just gonna relax, do what I want. Let's make it this weekend. Let's make it this week. Let's make it the next 2 weeks. Because eventually you're going to get yourself out of your healthy habits, so you just need to be mindful of where you're at. That's all I really have for Savor the Flavor. I have to work soon, so I'm going to enjoy things. I'm getting myself back into shape because I feel like it, and I need to feel better, which is why I'm kind of enjoying the question, how can you find joy, peace, and power in the moment? Because I'm definitely feeling better just from one day, and I'm intending to keep it up every single day. Alright, thanks for